Welcome to another episode of High Proof Ashes. I am one of your co-hosts, Jason JB Smoke, and diagonally from me,
Not necessarily. Like, we're side by side still. Duran, y'all know what it is, man. No cool nickname. We back at it.
yeah, man, got a change of scenery.
Yeah.
Hopefully, you guys can see a little bit of scenic, historic Cleveland behind us.
For sure.
You know, and just like you would expect to see in a historic district, there's power lines running every which way.
Mm-hmm. I mean, but it's a cool view still.
It is.
You know, a lot of old buildings.
I think it's funny to call it out. Just
because I mean, like
they got the central pole right here, and we're behind these buildings.
So all of these buildings around us are over 100 years old.
Over 100 years old, yeah.
You know, so like, this building that we're at was built in like 1900.
Right.
I know all of these things because I insure it. So.
Right.
But so it's a pretty cool little environment, man. You know, it's apartments over here, restaurants, all kinds of little cool stuff. But it's getting to that point of year where we can come out here and sit and
nice weather, man.
Enjoy
nice weather
it.
Today.
Yeah.
Excited to be outside, and we're at a Coe Cigar Lounge. They've got this really nice area outside in the back, upstairs. They redid the downstairs as well, but the upstairs is brand new. This wasn't here before.
No.
You know, got lights, big old fan.
Yeah.
You know, electricity, the whole 9 yards. So really, it's actually really nice up here.
It is. I agree. Like
it turned out really nice. I was really.
I enjoy it quite a bit.
Away.
Like, you know, I think I will find myself spending more time out here now that, you know, we've gotten the temperature to come down a little bit.
Right.
So, you know, especially since, like, you know, when you're inside, it gets a little smoky. You smell kind of rough, you know.
Yep.
Sitting out here, I won't smell crazy. So.
Right. But anyway, so let's get into what we've got for you today.
Yeah, man.
We, for our cigar, are going to do the Zino Nicaragua, Nicaraguan cigar that they have. This is something that they've been highlighting recently. You know, they're going around the country in their trailer, their big yellow trailer. Awesome setup. So if you ever get to go to one of those events, it's a really cool setup.
Yeah, you should definitely check it out.
Yeah, pretty damn cool. And the swag was great. I should have grabbed the
lighter.
I've got it. It's just over there.
Okay.
I mean, I could go grab it real quick, but really nice lighter. I mean, the thing is the the size of a cigar, like but it's fatter. It's real fat.
Yeah.
Four flame lighter, nice transparent tank, big tank on it.
It's
really
a
nice.
good looking lighter, man.
Yeah.
Especially for the price that y'all got it for, like the stuff that y'all had to buy to get it.
It was a swag lighter, and you had to get 8 cigars, and you know that might sound like a lot, but their cigars were really affordable. These were only like $8.
Yeah,
$7.50 or something like that.
And it was definitely like that. The lighter in itself made up for the cost of the cigars.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll cut and light and get into this in just a minute.
Yeah.
But as you can see in front of us, we've got 2 bookers. So these are not the little books. These are just regular books.
Yes.
Right, regular bookers. These are the 2024 versions, number 1 and number 2.
Yes.
So it's kind of a weird and interesting story that he and I were able to procure one of each, and separately in separate places for separate reasons, separate times. Like there was no communication of like
none whatsoever.
Hey, have you happened to pick up a Booker's this year? Because I had just gotten mine.
Yeah.
And you got yours probably
Saturday.
Okay, so then
they won't know what Saturday it is, but like a couple of days ago.
So it was about a week apart.
Yeah.
And I hadn't shared what I had gotten because this was the only thing that was really worth sharing that I had gotten.
Yeah.
And so I didn't bother like putting a picture out there. And it's Booker's is nice and it's allocated. It's usually in lotteries, but it's not some claim to fame bourbon, right? So I'm not.
It's cool to have it.
It's cool to have.
The boxes is really like
the box is pretty cool.
That's the whole thing. The presentation on Booker's is really it. Like there are bourbons out there that are just as good, if not better. But I'm not no knock on Booker's, right? Yeah. It's just the presentation of this is really what it is.
Right.
So,
but one of the things I love about it is they're typically 7+ years. This one here is 7 years. I mean, they go down to the day. 7 year, 2 month, 22 days. That's a bit specific, but what I really love about them is that they're pretty high proof. They're usually 120 plus.
Honestly, you want to know what's crazy?
Does that one not have it on there?
I haven't looked at mine at all.
You haven't even looked at it?
I haven't looked at it, man. I bought it and just kept it moving, dude. Like, I don't know what it is. Let's see. So we've got it's definitely high proof, 124.5.
Yep.
7 years, 7 months, 8 days.
Okay. So yours is a little bit older than mine. That's interesting. That's about 5 months older, 4 months older, something like that, 4.5 months. But it's pretty cool. Like, so it if you don't know it has this little plastic thing in the front.
Again, the presentation is pretty awesome.
So you kind of slide that up, right, and it comes off if you need it to. And then the bottle has this like plastic thing that holds it in there, so you just kind of yank on it and it pops out.
And be careful how you put your hand in it. If you buy one and you put your hand in there the wrong way, you will scratch your knuckles up. It hurts.
You will. Like, this wood is kind of rough.
Yeah, it hurts.
The stuff is sharp. And then there's a card in here to tell you about this particular batch. This one, so he's got 2401. I've got 2402. This one, I didn't read the whole thing. I just kind of browsed it real quick. But this one is considered their beam house batch. So it tells you the story about some history about the beam house.
Mm-hmm.
What does yours say?
Springfield batch.
Springfield batch.
So, and again, it gives you some different things here about like where it comes from. So 17% came from 5th floor of 9-story warehouse G. And I'm not gonna go through all of that.
No, it's a lot. It's a lot.
It's a whole bunch. If you really want the info, like, it's online. So this is 2024-01. That's 2024-02.
Right.
So you can go out and check it out.
So pretty cool though that we were able to get 2 separate batches, nearly back to back. So
gonna do a little comparison today.
We're gonna do a little comparison. So I'm gonna keep this one out of the box as well.
Might as well.
It's not easy to get it in and out of the box.
No, it really isn't. Like I said, it really is annoying, like to scrape your hand on the box and all that good stuff. So.
All right. Well, hell,
I'm going to drink before I smoke, just because.
Okay.
I want to taste the meat.
Let's do it.
So I'm going to go really quickly. I know that sounds crazy, but I'm going to have 2 really small pours, 1 of each. And then,
like it. Let's do it.
Go back. So yours is already open.
It is.
We'll start there.
I have already
I'll start there, I guess.
Taken a tiny pour to give it a test.
I'll go ahead and open this one up here. Fresh crack on the podcast.
Fresh crack.
All right, there we go.
More?
Perfect. Thank you, sir.
Gotta do like a 1/4 ounce pour.
So, nothing that I don't expect from Booker's.
It
smells phenomenal, right? No ethanol, because the age on both of these is really, really great.
The strength of the aroma is no joke.
Yeah.
Like,
super floral too. Like, it's really a floral for me. Let's see. Let's take a look at the color. Beautiful color there.
It's very viscous.
I mean,
look at that.
God, it smells great. All right, let's see what we're talking about.
Got a bee flying around me here. Get out of here.
Don't smack it towards me.
I'm just smacking it,
That doesn't drink anywhere near 125. Keep in mind, this is my first pour today. I didn't prime. I didn't anything.
Same here.
Straight up first pour.
Oh, man.
It's phenomenal, man. Like,
I mean, you can tell it's higher proof, but it doesn't drink 124.
No, definitely not. I mean,
oh man, that's so good.
It's
fantastic. Floral on the palate as well. Very floral on the palate.
And I mean, I would like it to have just a bit longer finish, right? Like, it's a good finish, but it's not as long as some other things that we've done.
Yeah, certainly. Wow, that's really nice.
That's
like 5 minutes ago we were like, it's okay.
Not because again, it's not the best 125 proof I've ever had. Like,
no,
I don't. But it's also just like, you remember why it is what it is, right?
Yeah.
Like, it is very good for the money, right? Like the age, presentation, everything about it is on point for what it is. And it's super enjoyable. Don't get it twisted. They're rare, right? Like it's not as if you're gonna see them every day. So, you know, it's one of those things that it's really cool to have. It's nice that we have them in the collection, but there are things that I would absolutely go to in my collection before I went here.
Oh, I so rarely pull out the Bookers.
Yeah.
To be fair, it's a pain to pull out.
Yeah. It's just a lot to do, right?
Yeah.
For me, I can't even put them in my bar. Like they're on top.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, mine are down in the bottom because that's the tallest section that I have. These are too tall to go anywhere else.
Mm-hmm. They just take up too much space.
They do. This one actually I hadn't even put away yet. It was on the floor beside my cabinet. Like I just hadn't bothered putting it away yet.
Listen, so we're at the point where I've got boxes in the floor.
Oh, we're there.
Yeah, we're there.
Okay.
Yeah,
welcome to the club.
Yeah, bro. There's 2 sets of boxes in the floor right now.
Welcome to the club.
You know, so it's bad. I finished out the collection of what were we drinking last week? Last time we recorded, we were drinking
the Taylors.
No, not just Taylor. We had done
we did the United
benchmarks. The benchmarks.
Oh, the benchmarks. Yes.
Bought the rest of the benchmarks.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I bought them.
Okay. So you had to find room for those. So you got all, what, 6 of them?
I think so.
Isn't it 6 of them?
I think the only one I didn't get was the regular one. So I've got 5.
Like the low of the low?
Yeah.
The 80 proof, barely whiskey.
No sense in doing that one whatsoever.
Barely whiskey.
All right.
Got some on my hand. Oh, that smells different.
More ethanol on this one.
There is more ethanol on this one.
Like a lot more.
And it's way less floral.
Yeah. But there is a very sweet note that comes from it.
This one has more pronounced notes of your core bourbon stuff, right? The oak, the vanilla, the sweetness.
Color is really close.
That's weird.
Viscosity on this one is completely different. This feels a more fuller mouthfeel.
Yes, it does.
I like yours better.
I do like mine better. Ooh, there's some dryness there.
Man, this one's it's a heater.
Wow, that's a lot of dryness. It got a lot of tannin from whatever process.
Like immediately, I can tell I like yours better.
Yeah, absolutely.
When he's not paying attention, I'm gonna switch him.
He had one of these.
Still?
Yeah.
Right now?
Yeah.
I can't. No.
I just, it's so interesting. Like, this is literally the same stuff. Like,
so I guess we should compare the cards and see like the difference of where they built them.
That's the only difference, is what barrel they picked from what warehouse, what floor, what percentages, so on and so forth.
But all right, I'm ready to light.
Yeah, me too.
I can officially light it up now and be okay.
Yeah, I definitely like mine more than yours. So
here's what I'll tell you. This actually, I think, is going to pair well, considering it's a much lighter cigar with a much stronger bourbon.
Yes.
A lot of times when we do heavy cigars with heavy bourbon, they kind of fight each other.
Yep.
I think this will be a pretty good complement. Even though I'll save my judgment until I smoke it. It's been a while.
Since you had this?
Yeah.
I haven't actually had one since the event. So
I had one here probably when I first started coming here, right? Which is years ago. Like,
was it the platinum though? The one in the silver tube?
No, it was this. It was a yellow band.
Really?
A yellow band joint.
I thought this was relatively new, but I mean, I could be wrong.
Now, unless they have another one that has a yellow band, but
so.
I specifically remember the yellow band going, that's way too light for my palate.
Yeah.
And as expected,
yeah, there's
not much on the cold draw. No. Surprisingly, there's a little more flavor there than I expected.
So, even though I think we're both going to be able to say that this cigar is not for us, I want to give it a fair assessment.
Yeah, absolutely.
For people that can't smoke the heavy cigars.
There's a lot of wind.
There is a lot of wind all of a sudden.
Not complaining because it was kind of hot, so. I also can't see this flame. So if y'all see me burn my fingers, don't say nothing. Go with Old Faithful here.
There you go. You got it? Oh. So, like, it's a lot stronger than you expected on the light. Like, it's just not very flavorful. It's kind of one note.
I mean, and again, it's the foot, right?
Yeah, so. It is. It is. But I think, you know, this is a good example of a cigar.
Have you smoked today?
No.
So when you say it's a little heavier on the light, my concern being neither one of us have smoked yet, so it's going to feel heavy regardless.
That's probably true. You might be right.
There's nothing on the retro. Zilch, like.
Yeah, it's very little. I mean, it's definitely a lighter cigar that has some spice to it. Like, yes, it's my first cigar of the day. I mean, but I smoke every day.
Yeah.
You know, so it's not like I smoke once a month.
No,
you know,
for sure.
And this is just blowing my head off. I think it's more than you might expect from such a light-looking cigar. You know, so you can't really judge it. You can't really judge the cigar. Like, this is a Nicaraguan cigar that should tell you something.
So I mean, but when we say that, so when I think about that, I think about the new Drew Estate Shade to Black.
Yeah.
Right? Like that thing is a powerhouse.
Yeah, that's a great example.
In a, you know, super light wrapper.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's a great example.
That thing, I lit it and said, oh my God, like, that's way more strength than I expected, and way more than I want from a cigar
that looks like that.
That looks like this. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Even when you don't expect it, it can be a bit much.
Yeah. I mean, it punched me in the face immediately.
Yeah.
This one, it's exactly what I expected it to be. The initial light for me is just strong, just because I haven't smoked. But I don't feel like it gives me much. Like the retro didn't do anything for me, so.
Well, so I brought something with me. I got a little souvenir where I actually bought this bottle. So we went to Oktoberfest in Helen, Georgia, and they had a couple of liquor stores there. So they had a bar there.
Okay.
That Rob brought us to, because he's like, man, they got this liquor cabinet, like closet, and it was literally like they brought us around to like the back of the store, and it was literally a closet.
Okay.
Like, open the door, and it's like boom, boom, boom.
And that was it?
And it was just
stacked to the ceiling, though.
With
shit?
With all great stuff.
Okay.
Right? And most of the shit is not on their menu, right? So you just got to ask, how much is that one? How much is that one? How much is that one? They had a cage, a literal cage that the workers have no access, like they can't get in it, right? With all the BTACs, all of the various Blantons.
Blantons?
Like,
they got Blantons locked up?
I'm just saying, like, they had straight from the barrel in there.
Still.
I get it. But, like, I mean, you act like straight from the barrel is that easy to get.
No, it's not. It's just...
and of course, gold. All of the Wellers, all 6 whatever Wellers, they didn't have that brand new one. The $500 one or whatever
Millennium or whatever it is.
Yeah, I can't remember what it's called. They didn't have that one. But
Did you try the single barrel? You were there.
I tried to try all of it, right? And they were like, no, we don't have access to that. They opened those up once a year, like in a party. That's just to show off, you know.
I don't like that at all.
I know, right?
So you're going to tease me.
Right. There was a tease.
That fucking sucks. Like, I thought this story was going somewhere else.
It was. I was gonna say it was definitely going somewhere.
Okay, my bad. Like,
okay. So then, like, you know, they're telling us that, and I'm looking, right. They had a couple of things in there they had a CYPB up in there, but they didn't know what year it was, and it was in a bottle that didn't have the year stamp on it. So that was weird. Yeah, it was weird. But the lady was saying that the owner of the bar is best friends with the owner of the liquor store, like right up the street, literally walking distance away.
So she get what you want.
So I'm like, oh, well, that's where dude's got his hookup. That's why he's got all this stuff here. Mm-hmm. So go ahead and walk over there to just see what they got. And that's where I got the 1792 full proof for $50. Okay. It was 47 something.
Right. And the Bookers you got there as well?
No, I got the Bookers from somewhere else.
Okay.
But that's where I saw the Double Eagle Very Rare, mm-hmm. and an OFC. And the Double Eagle Very Rare was how much again? $20K. Yeah. But I have never seen one with my own eyes.
That's just unreal. So, I've seen it. I mean, it was at a bar that I've seen before, but yeah. I wouldn't even. I didn't open the menu to look at what the cost was for a pour.
But I think it retails for like 15 or something like that, 12 or 15.
100? 1,000. That's crazy. Like, I've never even paid it. Dude, like, it's one of those bottles that I'll probably never taste it, just to be completely honest. Like,
no.
If I've got to pay for it, it's just not going to happen.
I mean, if they have it in a bar and you know that they're selling for pours, those pours are going to be 10,000 a piece. Or some crazy nonsense.
I don't know if it'd be that high, but it'd be nasty.
1,000, even 1,000.
It'd be 1,000.
You know,
it'd be nasty.
Like, yeah, it'd be nasty.
Yeah, like some shit that I'm never going to do. Like,
right. Just, I'll take the 17 year.
Yeah,
I'm good with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, it was definitely a tease. But anyway, while I was there, so I got that stuff. But I also picked up. This was Oktoberfest. I picked up this Stein here.
Which is pretty cool.
Sam Adams Oktoberfest Stein, numbered, year, all that kind of good stuff. You know, it does function, but I don't remember. It was a what do you call it? Not a nonprofit. You know, like a charity
auction or something like that.
Table or whatever, where you you donated a certain amount and they would essentially you were buying it.
Yeah.
And it was a donation. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. But I learned real quick that I can't drink that much beer.
You tried?
No. I had a smaller cup.
Oh.
And it was all I could do to drink out of that cup before the beer got hot.
Yeah.
And I just can't do hot beer.
No.
Like, I know in Germany that's how they drink it. I get it. But I'm already not a huge beer drinker. The shit's got to be cold.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
so.
I can't drink beer unless it's like ice cold, dude. Right. Like, and it's got to be like smoldering hot outside. Like, it's like super hot.
Yeah.
And it's ice cold, and I'm like, okay, I can chug one of these real quick. But I love my people that can drink beer like that, but I don't know how people sit and drink beer for, 8, 10, 12 straight hours, man. Like, I'm just bloated. Like,
so that's the thing. Like, as long as you don't drink it too fast, you don't get bloated. But Rob tried to do like a chug contest, whatever. Like, that's what I'm calling it, right?
Yeah.
I just Americanized it, but there's some German tradition where you chug your beer essentially. Yeah. And I got through like half my glass and I had to stop. And
that down. I quit.
And I felt like shit for 20 damn minutes.
Yeah.
I just so bloated. Like, it was just too much because we'd already been drinking all day.
Right.
But I had a great time, man. Got to eat, all the various German foods, schnitzel and the different wursts. Like, they've got so many different wursts. German potato salad, which I didn't even know that was a thing. Red cabbage.
What is in a German potato salad?
I mean, so it was like smaller chunks of potatoes, and it was warm, which I'm okay with. I actually like warm with potato salad. And then, kind of like your normal potato salad stuff, but it wasn't as like creamy as like you like potato salad, like we're used to, like mustard style potato salad. Like, there was no mustard in it at all. And it had other like chives and those kind of like things that give it a little bit more flavor, a little bit more texture.
Okay.
You know, no celery, no pickles.
Okay.
So it was a little different, but enjoyable.
I got you.
But it was a fun weekend. I was exhausted. Like, my feet hurt so much. We walked like 12 miles.
Yeah, you told me.
Like, luckily Raquel, she had her scooter, so she didn't have to walk anywhere.
Right. Okay.
You know, she was able to take that thing pretty much everywhere. But
man, sounds like a good time though. There were good people.
Yeah, it was a good time. We shared a Verbo with some friends of ours.
I have never heard it. So when you just said that, I was like, "What the? You shared a what? A VRBO?"
Yeah.
Okay. I have never heard it as Verbo. Like, but okay, cool. I get it. I got it. I mean, that's
how that company pronounces it.
Verbo?
Yeah.
I've never heard them say that.
Yeah. Get a Verbo.
I've always heard VRBO. Okay, if you say so, man. That's cool. I never heard it that way. Like, that's why I was like, who? Okay.
So where we stayed,
because you know what VRBO stands for, right? Vacation rental by owner.
Yeah.
All right, just make like
yeah. No, I know.
Right.
But you get the whole place, which is nice. You're not like sharing, a front door or something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But where this one was at, the way it was set up, it was like a fourplex. So it was like the units were in like the corners of the building.
Okay.
Or not the building. They were separate structures, but they were all connected with like porches and whatnot.
Yeah.
And so we were like, man, we should totally all get together and, rent these together. Because it was a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, like kitchen, the whole 9 yards.
Right.
For, what was it? $175 each couple for the 2 nights.
That's good. That's real good.
So
I mean, that's strong, dude. Like,
yeah. Like, it was 2 nights.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was pretty good.
Cool beans. Cool stuff for sure.
But yeah, get a chance to do an Oktoberfest, you need to do it. Even if you're not into beer, there's a lot of other stuff you can do.
Jason's leaving out one big, huge thing of the Oktoberfest. His ass dressed up. Like,
you gotta dress up.
You don't have to dress up.
Like, that's a given.
Your wife didn't dress up.
Yes, she did.
The picture I seen, she was not dressed.
She didn't dress that time.
Okay.
She dressed the next night.
Okay.
But we dressed both nights.
Right.
Like the rest.
You dressed both nights.
The rest of the whole gang that was there dressed both nights.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had the lederhosen.
Everything.
I had the hat, the feather.
Yeah, man.
Like, the socks.
It was real, bro.
Socks, like
it was real.
The what do you call it? There was some kind of shirt. I don't know. But yeah, man. Went all out. Definitely.
I'm gonna make sure that he adds a picture of himself in the episode so that you guys can see.
I have to try to remember that. Wink, wink.
I don't so wait. So actually, you did it, but you don't want to show the public?
No, actually, I don't care.
No, I was about to say, like...
No, it's good. It's all good. And what I got, it wasn't like a costume. It was like real-ass clothes. Like, like it was real leather, like thick, heavy. But it was actually surprisingly comfortable.
Really?
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
It was.
That's what's up. So let's jump back to this cigar. I don't love it.
It's a cigar. Like,
literally, that's it.
At least it is for me. It has this flavor that I can't jump on. Like,
even as a starter stick, it doesn't give me enough of the things I want from a starter cigar that I want to do it on a regular.
I think that this is going to be something that you either love it or you don't.
Yeah.
Like I say, there's something. This flavor profile is very. It's one noted for one thing, but it's different in a way that I don't like. But if you haven't tried one of these, you really should, just to expand your cigar knowledge, and be like, yeah, I've had that, I don't like it.
Yeah.
Like, I love it that you've gotten out of your you know, kind of your comfort zone, and you've started smoking all of these new cigars, and you know, and you kind of figure out more about what you like and what you don't like. I mean, that's the only way you can do it, right? You gotta try new stuff.
You definitely do. Like, I mean, you're doing yourself a disservice if you don't at least try new cigars and different ones out there, different brands, you know, different sizes, different vitolas, all that good stuff, right?
This thing has developed in the glass, yeah.
Got better as I let it sit.
Wow.
It did get better as I let it sit, but it's still very traditional. And I still very much like yours better.
Yeah. Super traditional. Which there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
I mean, if you're a traditionalist, that's your pour right there.
The nose even got better on it.
Yeah.
You know, it opened up a little bit. And again, both of these are neck pours. Like, it's not as if, like, you know, we're deep diving into the bottle. Like, this might be different 6 months from now.
I'm gonna get this bottle out of the sun. But yeah, I'm with you on the cigar. This is one I could smoke to just smoke something. Like if I was deep in the night and I just wanted to smoke something.
See, I wouldn't go there.
Like, I mean, I wouldn't go searching for this.
It's just too light.
I wouldn't go searching for this, but if I just wanted to smoke just to smoke, I could smoke this. But you look at it and you're like, that's probably a good starter cigar, and it's not for me. Not for me.
No.
Like I don't want it at all as a starter smoke.
I
want to give my fresh palate something much more flavorful than this.
Yeah, and I think that's the main problem, man. Is just like it's so one-dimensional. Like, and if you're gonna be super one-dimensional, at least give me some kick.
Yeah.
Good. The good news is smoke production is good, combustion is good.
Yeah, construction's good on this thing.
Construction is good, you know. So, it's an entry-level stick, right? Like, so you're not gonna break the bank with it. So it does have a lot of good things going for it. I don't just want to sound like I'm beating a dead horse. It's not all bad. This will very much check a lot of boxes for some people.
Yeah.
Just doesn't for me.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's somebody early on in their journey. They're not smoking heavy, flavorful, complex, unique cigars. They're not spending a lot of money, but they want something different. They want something in that $8 range.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is $8, you know, retail, and then I think they sell little tins that are like little Coronas, like little mini Coronas. You know, and you can get that for like $30. I think you get like 6 of them or something like that. You know, so they're really affordable. I don't know, just not for me, not for you.
No, I don't disagree. I don't disagree at all. Truth be told, I think we are approaching time.
Okay.
I think. Not 100% sure because
I'm sure it's close enough.
You know, I didn't follow up very closely with what time we got started. But also at the same time, I don't want you guys to watch me smoke too much more of this.
It's funny you say that because before we got started, I said, let's start with this one because if we want to put it out, we can, and we can go on our next one. And he was like, it's not that bad. I've had this before. Okay.
But I did give a caveat to that. It's been like 4 years.
Right, yeah, I know.
So, you know what? Let me look and see how long this thing has been out.
But, you know, that's an interesting point to make, though, right? So your sort of assessment was from where you were smoking 4 years ago, you know, and then trying it now, it just doesn't work for you.
No, I mean, of course.
So, you know, I think that's a good point to make, that like our profiles change over time, especially like when you're, you know, a beginner and then you're not. You know, I think if you're 20 years into it and you smoked something 5 years ago, you're probably still going to feel the same about
Absolutely.
it.
Absolutely.
You know, but first 4 or 5 years into your journey, you know, your palate is really going to change, and you're going to So you're gonna have to end up going back to stuff.
And so I don't even think it's like, because at that point I had already been smoking for quite some time. The issue just being like, I don't smoke the Zino brand often, right? This is one of the inexpensive ones, but Zino has some stuff that's
they have some really pricey,
really expensive.
Yeah, $30+.
So the brand is not something that I'm rocking with at the moment, right?
And I've not had one of those pricey Zinos.
I've had one, and it didn't live up to the price point.
Yeah.
This debuted in May of 2021.
Oh wow. Okay, I didn't realize it was that old.
Yeah. So that's why I told you. Like I remember, like
okay.
So I came home in November of 2020.
Right.
So right after that, remember I told you it was like one of the first sticks I smoked when I came back here.
Okay. I guess I didn't think you meant this one. I thought you meant one of the pricier ones.
No, it was this. Okay. This specifically. I remember the yellow band specifically.
Okay. And I think this is the only one with the yellow band.
With the yellow band. So I remember this being very specific and me just going, it's okay. You know what I'm saying? But like at that time, like I didn't smoke as much as I do now. So I was already smoking. I just wasn't smoking at the level I'm smoking now, like on a regular, right?
Yeah.
Just because life has changed and things have changed, right? So it's just not my palate anymore. It never was my palate, to be honest. But I guess we're doing our final thoughts. Is what we're doing, right?
Yeah. Go for it.
So again, there are things about it that I do like. It's inexpensive, good construction, good smoke and combustion. Good combustion, good smoke production. There you go. A lot of rhyming stuff there. So there are things I like about it. But as far as complexity goes, I get nothing from it. As far as strength goes, I get nothing from it. So AJ Fernandez, New World Cameroon all day.
Yeah.
As a starter versus Champagne all day as a starter versus just my 2 cents. As far as the bourbons go, and we're reversing roles here because I was already in it. So mine's very traditional. It's not a bad pour, but I do very much like Jason's better. His is more floral, a little bit sweeter on the palate, which is what my palate likes. It likes something that's a little bit sweeter, and I think his gives me that, whereas mine does not. Definitely not disappointed in it, especially because of the age and everything that comes along with the Bookers is great. So that's what I got. What about you?
So on the cigar, I mean, I think I'm going to agree with you that it does check a lot of boxes, but the one box it does not check is a big box for me. Like it's a big piece of the pie, and that's flavor.
Yeah.
And so you can give me all those other things, but if you don't give me the flavor, it don't really matter. Like it don't really carry you far enough.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
But that's for me, right? And my flavor profile. And that's the thing about cigars is that there's lots of different flavor profiles out there. There's people who love, the really traditional old world style cigars. There's people who want big ring gauge. There's people who want, dark as night wrappers. It's all if people want flavored, like it's all over the place. So I would say if you've never smoked it, like give it a try, especially if you're early on your journey, or if you're just curious about trying new stuff. Because it's very inexpensive. If you don't like it, put it down. Like you wasted $8 on something worse than this.
Yeah.
As far as the pours go, I'm right there with you. I think the floralness and the sweetness of mine really does make me want this one more than yours, which is more of a traditional. I do like that yours is pretty viscous.
Yes.
The mouthfeel.
The viscosity is very different between the two.
Is very nice. And letting it sit in the glass helped with the aroma, not so much the flavor. But
I do feel like it opened up a bit.
It did open up a little bit,
but
it's not like it
it did not change it completely or make it any better than So
if you can pick you up a Booker's, grab one. I mean, I don't think you'll be disappointed.
No, not neither.
That's all I got.
That's it. But with that being said, man, we're gonna wrap it up. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, and hit that little bell so that you get notifications when we drop new content. We out here doing this thing for you guys. We do it for ourselves too, but more or less to try to give y'all good content and give you a viewpoint from some average guys that just enjoy smoking and drinking.
Absolutely.
So with that being said, I'm Duran. Y'all make sure to put some smoke in the air, and my partner,
Jason JB Smoke. We'll see y'all on the next one.